What is up, everybody? It's Horse, the king of the nutshot, and this is my daily vlog documenting my recovery of a CSF leak. That's a cerebral spinal fluid leak, and I've been doing this recovery vlog every Monday through Friday. I'm basically trying to document my recovery. If you don't know what a cerebral spinal fluid leak, it is there's a tissue that goes from down your spine that your spinal fluid travels from down your spine up into your brain, and the fluid is what keeps your brain in place. So I had basically a tear halfway down my spine in my lower thoracic spine, and I was leaking out spinal fluid and having crazy problems from it. One of the first questions that people ask is, how did that happen? What stunt did you do to do this to yourself? And the honest answer is it happened spontaneously. It wasn't from a stunt. I'm not saying that my stunts didn't in the long run kind of contribute to this happening, but I specifically started having symptoms when I got my wisdom teeth out in 2012 when I was aggressively training for American Ninja Warrior. I'm pretty sure it was either my wisdom teeth or it was me overtraining, 2-a-days, going a couple hours of training, getting ready for Ninja Warrior, and I either overdid it in the workouts or I rushed back from getting my wisdom teeth out too quickly and overdid it in my workouts and got this spinal fluid leak. Still ran Ninja Warrior, still did America's Got Talent, and went through all this crazy stuff and tests to figure out what was wrong with me. They didn't. I got better through diet, and then it came back, and I kind of re-injured myself, or the symptoms came back. Whatever happened this last year in the end of 2016, it got worse again after 3 years of feeling really good, three and a half years of feeling really good, and this time I was actually able to figure out exactly what was wrong with me. I got through the Spinal Leak CSF Leak Foundation, I was able to get down to Duke University. They did a bunch of tests on me, found my leak, figured out what the hell was wrong with me. I got patched up, and now I'm in recovery. So if you've been following along, and real quick, I'm anybody that's hitting me up in the live chat that has any questions, I'm going to answer that after I'm kind of going on my spiel here. So I will hit you guys up live. I will also have some comments that I didn't get a chance to answer yet, so I might go back through those on the last video I put up. So, I forget where I was at. I'm even out of it right now. So I was having, if you've been following along, I've been having some symptoms lately. There's two types of symptoms that I could have. I could have low pressure symptoms. That's what I had pre-patch. So a blood patch is where they take blood out of my own body, my arm, and they shoot it into the area where I was leaking, hopefully to create a blood clot and patch up the area where I was leaking. In my case, they used this glue, so they gave me blood and this glue in that area to try to patch me up. And it was supposed to be a 6-month recovery, and that's just my own personal recovery. A lot of people recover for a year or 2 years before they get back to normal without any setbacks. I was trying to do it in 6 months because I am very active, obviously, with my stunts, but also my other job is teaching parkour, freerunning, and ninja. I run a program with 100 kids in my program, and I am just constantly active and busy, and that doesn't even get to just my personal life with my kids and my wife and all that stuff. So I'm very active, and my job and the money I make depends on me being active. So I've had to adjust the last 3 months. So I got patched up about 3 months ago, and the low pressure symptoms I had before were basically I would get stiff neck to the point where it would cause headaches. It was messed with my sinuses. Sometimes I couldn't hear. Sometimes I'd get migraines. Sometimes my mouth or my jaw would hurt. And then overall it would make me so tired that I just could barely even focus. The other symptom, big symptom I had, which I don't know if I would have it now because I haven't been bending over. Not allowed to bend, not allowed to twist, not allowed to lift right now. Uh, Before, when I would bend over, so I'd go down to do the laundry, and if my head was below basically my shins or my knees, I would come back up and I have this intense, like felt like a blood rush of pain in my brain. And so I don't know if that's still the case, but that's how I felt before. It was so bad that the first few times I really thought that I was going to pass out, but then I never actually passed out from the pain. But the longer I stayed down, the longer the pain rush happened when I stood up. And I say this, I'm talking in detail about some of this stuff because a lot of people are tuning in that have these CSF leaks, or they don't know if they have a CSF leak, but they're having symptoms that they're starting to search on Google and find out things and trying to figure out what's wrong with them. And I'm trying to get some information out there of what I went through so that those people can tune in and hopefully get some help themselves. So if you're having issues like that, hit me up on here, private message, leave a comment, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook, The Horse, Instagram at Nasty the Horse, and reach out. I've already sent some people in the right direction, or maybe you talk to me and you realize you don't have a CSF leak. Either way, hopefully you can get on a better path to getting you healthy again. So anyways, that's your low pressure symptoms. You can have your high pressure symptoms. So a lot of time when they patch up these CSF leaks, your body is used to making more spinal fluid to try to compensate for you leaking the spinal fluid. And when that happens, your body closes up that leak. Your body is making more spinal fluid making more spinal fluid than normal. So instead of having this low pressure in your head, you have this high pressure, and you have high pressure symptoms. And that's what I went through really, really crazy after I got my patch. And I've been getting these high pressure symptoms kind of on and off since then. So normally when you have a low pressure, when you're laying down, when you're laying down, you feel better. When you sit up or you stand up, you feel way worse. High pressure is the opposite. So when I had my high pressure symptoms, when I was laying down in bed, you try to put your head at a 45-degree angle, but that didn't help me too much. But if I was just laying down, I would get motion sickness. I would feel like I was going to throw up. I would get pain all over. I would get headaches. I would get pain on both sides of my neck. So symptoms kind of similar, but almost the exact opposite. So lately, I've kind of gotten less and less high pressure symptoms, although at times I wake up feeling horrible, or I wake up in the middle of the night feeling horrible from laying down. And then as soon as I get up, I feel good. But then they started transitioning back to my low pressure symptoms. So I had these low pressure symptoms, and my neck's been hurting. And, I've been told that these can go back and forth, and you might get both. But after about 2 or 3 weeks of them going back between high pressure and low pressure, all of a sudden I had about 8 days in a row that I was getting low pressure symptoms every day. And that was kind of too much for me because I really wasn't being extremely active. I was kind of active for a little bit, and I did some things I think I shouldn't have done. I took my daughter to her first skating party ever, and just holding her up while she skates so she didn't fall like a ton was probably not the smartest thing. And then I took my dog to a doggy dip, a swimming pool, to get him in and my local swimming pool had this event every year at Devon Manor, the place called, and they have dogs. They have a dog day basically where the dogs can come and swim in the pool with the people before they drain the pool for the year. And I did that with the dog. It was my dog Barry, and it was his first time, and he weighs a ton, and he's just a handful to have in a leash, especially when he's so like crazy with all the other dogs there, and he's just going hyper and insane. And that was also not very smart. So since then, though, I've been taking it very easy. I've been laying down during the day, trying to just like not overexert myself. Had some days of physical therapy, but I'd do my physical therapy. I wouldn't bend, I wouldn't lift, I wouldn't twist, and then the rest of the day I would kind of take it easy. I'd lay down, and I stringed together all these days in a row where I was having problems with my neck, tightening up. A few of the days it got so bad where my neck turned into migraines, and it just felt exactly like it felt before when I was leaking. Very up and down when I was leaking before. It wasn't like I felt horrible all the time. It was some weeks I was like, oh, I have to be leaking. This has to be what's wrong with me. And then other weeks I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm getting better. Or oh, I feel completely good right now. I feel like I'm 100%. And then it would come back. So consistently every day I've had symptoms. Some of the days I haven't had symptoms until like 8 or 9 at night. And then I just feel kind of bad. Other days I felt really bad all day. So I decided I needed to reach out to my doctor, Dr. Kranz from Duke University, that gave me the patch, who's been keeping up to date with me monthly, or whenever I have an issue or a question, he gets back to me. And we both decided it was probably best for me to go back down to Duke and get checked out again. So what that means is that this recovery might in fact take longer than Christmas, which is really, really disappointing. But for whatever reason, I've been extremely positive about it. I am excited just to know what's wrong. I am like really extremely confident that eventually this will get fixed, and then once it's fixed, I hopefully won't have to deal with it again. I just could be leaking in different places. I could be leaking in the same place. There's so many things going on in there, and that it's not an exact science. They're getting better at trying to fix these things and knowing as much as they can about this type of medical condition that can go wrong in your body, and it's starting to go wrong with thousands and thousands of people all over the world. And they've been doing these patches for about 10 years now. But they're just now trying to get data and figure out how people can recover and kind of improve the technology, improve the process that it takes to finding out what exactly is wrong and how exactly to fix it. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to get another CT myelogram. This time it's supposed to be a dynamic myelogram, which I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. And I'm sure even a regular physician wouldn't know exactly what that was, but Duke specializes in this type of thing. What they did before is they took a contrast dye and they shot it into my spine. And then they had me lift my hips up. They kind of had me spin around a couple of times, and then they laid me back on my back, and they popped me into the CT machine and took some scans, and they were able to actually locate where the dye was going through my spine and where it was leaking out of the area that was torn, or there was a hole and it was leaking, and that's how they found it. And it was apparently a very easy thing to find. Most times, or at least I want to say most times, a good bit of times, they don't find the leak. And that doesn't mean that somebody's not leaking. It's just very hard. Sometimes there's really slow leaks, and it's really hard to find. So they found my leak right away. So we're going to go back down. And a best case scenario for me, it's just me thinking, best case scenario is I go back down and they do this test and I'm actually not leaking. And maybe this is just part of the process, is just my body adjusting back to not. I was leaking on and off for 5 years. Maybe 3 months is not enough time for my body to adjust, and that would be best case scenario. I feel really good about the fact that I've been just freaking out, really, honestly. I've been freaking out. I just kind of felt like I can't go to Christmas and then find out that I'm not better and have to do a whole other 6 months to a year recovery again. And having spent this whole time with this feeling that I wasn't healthy or wasn't ready, and then have to start this process over again. So I'm not quite halfway through, and it was just a gut feeling, hey, this is not right. I'm not where I think I need to be. So let's go back to the professionals and let's figure out what's actually going on. So either way, they'll probably because of the symptoms I'm having, they'll figure out where I'm leaking again, if I'm still leaking, and then they'll give me another blood patch, and what actually goes down might end up changing depending on what results they find. So that's the goal. The kind of somewhat, I want to say crappy. It's just I've never in my memory one time so let me I'm thinking ahead of myself. I can't concentrate. I have to spend Thanksgiving in North Carolina, so not with my family. So me and my wife are going to head down, and we're going to get this procedure right before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be pretty much stuck in North Carolina, which is not a bad thing because actually my buddy Jason and his wife and his kid live in North Carolina, about an hour and a half from Duke University. So I've already reached out to him. We're probably going to have Thanksgiving together, which will actually be really special. Really, really cool having Thanksgiving with somebody that appreciates life so much and is always been such a good friend and has shared this kind of dream of being active and doing stunts and doing like cool things in our lives. He's a stuntman. He used to do jackass stunts like me, and now he does stunts for TV shows, and he does stunt coordinating things where he has mats and he sets up stunts to be done for TV commercials and TV and movies and stuff like that. So he's really living the dream, and it'll be really cool to go. The last time I saw him was when I went down and got my leak fixed in the first place. What I'm really scared about is worst case scenario is I go down, and last time I had really, really super bad high pressure symptoms. First time I ever had to check into the ER. First time ever pulling the emergency string at the ER. Just so much vomit projecting out of my mouth so many times over such a long period of time. And knowing that I have to go do this procedure again that made my body react like that right before Thanksgiving. Oh, my Thanksgiving might not be nice at all. Super, super nasty. So the cool thing is last time I was very scared to vlog. So I didn't record any of my trip last time. And I decided about a week after I got back, hey, like, and the reason I didn't was because I was afraid that if I put this out on the internet and then nobody would want to do a stunt show with me again, nobody would want to, work with me in my career again. They would just write me off as a broken horse and move past. And I kind of came to the conclusion I just felt like I needed to do this. I couldn't sit there for half a year and do nothing. I would go crazy, and I have an opportunity to get this awareness out and get this information about this process of getting a CSF leak and getting recovered and show people there's hope and prove to myself and everybody else that I can get back to 100% so that other people can see that and get back to 100% themselves. So I kind of made that decision. I know people like there's a George Clooney is a famous actor. Well, he's a famous actor, but he's one of the famous actors that has had a CSF leak, and he has this image he has to keep of being this kind of manly man, like really strong person, and so he won't even talk about CSF leaks. And I kind of had to be honest with myself and said that's not the route I'm gonna go. So I didn't film anything last time, but then I started this recovery vlog. So this time I don't know how much I can film in the actual hospital, but I'm gonna film a ton of stuff. That way everybody can actually see the process of going down to Duke and getting this patch and the immediate after effects of this patch. And then, and then head to Thanksgiving. They call me nasty style, and just see what's good goes down. Last time I threw up all over myself, all over my car. Uh, Insane amount of waffles in my cup holder, in the little pocket on the passenger side door, all over the window of the passenger side door, and I just didn't. I wasn't. I screwed up so bad. I should have been filming. It would just been in complete insanity. So this time, if I throw up at Thanksgiving, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna capture every second I can of this recovery. So that's the goal going forward. I think I'm gonna wrap up kind of that update and go over some comments with you, and just kind of call it for the night and get some rest. Like I said, I feel actually a little bit better now that I'm talking to you guys, but I've been really struggling with energy here this last week and a half. So here, let me go into. I'm going to go live right here. I'm going to go, all right, so go small, and then I'm going to pull up my, oh, I can't, all right. Let me see if I can move that up. There we go. All right, I'm going to go to my actual, I'm on my last video right now. I try to respond to absolutely everybody that comments, whether it's negative, positive, simple, or I can't even respond because I can't understand what somebody's trying to say. I try to respond to everybody. Sometimes it takes me a few days or even a week because I just get so busy, or I feel bad physically or mentally, and it just takes me a little while to go back. So Lay Down for CSF League says, Horse, have you joined the CSF League page on Facebook? It's private. We have almost 2K leakers on there. It'd be great advice and support. So I think I am joined into 3 different CSF League forums on Facebook that are private, and so I might be. So hit me up. You can send me an email at nastythehorse@gmail.com, and also anybody that wants to ask questions can hit me up there, and you can send me a link and see if I'm involved in the group, or I will join if I'm not. Taryn Daniel says, don't hurt yourself anymore. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan of you dying or causing serious harm to yourself. So fortunately, like I said, I didn't get this CSF leak from my stunts per se. I might have re-injured myself doing stunts. I'm not quite sure. But I kind of had a big post about this the last time I went live. I went live for an insane amount of time, for like an hour and 15 minutes, and talked about how pretty much this is me. This is what I love to do. This is my passion, and nothing's going to kind of keep me from doing stunts and doing parkour and doing free running and doing the things I love unless I really need to stop. But that's a decision for me. That's a decision for me and my wife and my kids. Me personally, I'm not going to stop. I love my fans. I love the people that watch. I do this, and a lot of what I do for you guys and to entertain you guys. But this ultimately is a decision about what I'm passionate about. And as long as I can get healthy, and as long as I can keep going, I'm going to. So the goal right now is to get healthy and start doing stunts again. And if it gets to the point where it doesn't look like I'm going to get healthy and I'm still suffering, I'm still going to do stunts, and I'm still going to get nasty, unless I really feel like it's going to be like a fatal decision. I'm not going to like do something where I'm going to get like brain damaged, or I'm going to get seriously injured to the point where I would obviously regret my decisions. So that's where I'm at. I'm looking pretty much 2018 is going to be, the year of the horse. I'm looking to make TV shows. I'm looking to do check some stunts off the list that I've had on my list for a really long time. The horse bucket list, my nutshot bucket list. There's just so much I want to do still, and so that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna promise myself and promise everybody that's where I'm headed. Even if you don't want me to head there, if you want me to be safe, just understand I'm doing it for the right reasons and out of passion and love for what I do and what I stand for. So, you really, really will pull through. Do the family part more for now. Be more than healthy. I've just come out the other end of the bad spinal bruise after years of torment. Now I'm starting to be myself again. You can do this. So, brickety brickety booyah said, that's like a really, really cool comment because he went through this himself. He's feeling a lot better, and he's just giving me some words of encouragement, and that's awesome to see. He could, hopefully, it sounds like he watches what I do and hears my passion, and he wants me to keep going, and I'm excited about that. Mark says, "What are your main symptoms? Low pressure. What are your main symptoms? Low pressure symptoms." So I think Mark actually hit me up on Facebook earlier, and I answered some of these questions. So my main symptoms before were in my neck pain, extreme. It used to be light sensitivity. I don't have light sensitivity as much anymore, but if I went outside and I'd be in the sun, it used to really, really knock out my energy. But energy depletion in general, and then when my neck would get really bad, it would affect my whole head, sinuses, jaw, headaches, migraines, whatever you want to call them, brain fog, having trouble thinking and processing, and then also like extremely like tight shoulder blades and back and stuff like that too. I think everybody else I've answered, so I'm going to go over to the live YouTube feed. Let me hop back off that. There we go. Good. All right. All right, we got a bunch of comments. We got Will Dirty Jersey, the man. Oh, Mama Wolf in town. Mama Wolf, my #1 fan. Even Will Dirty Jersey said, "Baby Wolf's here, so we can start now." Let's see. Knife Guy Production says, "Peace, love, and happiness from Canada, man." What is up, dude? Oh. A bunch of inappropriate comments. Panda Tech says, "What's up, horse?" What is up, Panda Tech? Panda Tech says, "Do you plan to do anything with Nub TV in the future?" Absolutely. I talk to those guys weekly. I watch all their vlogs. If you don't know Nub TV, I've been doing stunts with them for 6 or 7 years now, I think. At least 6. And they were on TV shows with me. Like, they came along and did America's Got Talent with me. They've had a really successful channel. So there's 3 brothers in the main parts of Nub TV. Ben, Gravy, The Amazing Hob, and Tucker Effer Upper. They all do vlogs right now pretty much daily. And so if you're looking for extra content to watch, they put out some really unique individual content between the 3 of them. And I watched their vlogs. I stayed up to date with them. And yeah, even while I'm not healthy and I can't shoot, I can't do stunts, I plan on getting together with them, time permitting, because I'm just busy with my classes and everything, but actually really, really soon. So absolutely 100% before and after my recovery. Those guys are pretty much best friends to me, lifelong friends, people that I really respect and care for a lot. and I will never stop kind of living the dream. And part of that dream is living it with the dudes from Nub TV. So, yeah, let's go on. All right, Mama Wolf, Will Dirty Jersey, Cyber High Five. You guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I'm probably gonna call that it for tonight. If I don't, the other night I just went on and on and on, and I talked for over an hour, which really isn't an issue. But tonight I really got to get some sleep and kind of get caught up on things. At some point this week, it'll happen this week. Has to, maybe Monday at the latest. I'm gonna do the new updated top 10 nutshots that I've been talking about that you guys helped me vote for. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go to my YouTube videos, my latest uploads, and look up videos about horses nutshots, and leave comments. Let me know what your favorite horse nutshot is, and I will add it to a tally, and you guys are pretty much deciding what my new top 10 nutshot list is going to be that I put out. I know a lot of people ask like why you reusing footage, or I don't know. Some people don't like when you post duplicates of things, but to be honest, like, people steal my videos all the time and post my nutshots all over the place. I don't do many. I've done 2 top 10 nutshots before. Some of the nutshots I've done aren't even in that video. It's just time for a new, fresh update. And if I can't be doing like nutshots right now, then why not reuse my content and put it out there in a nice viral type package? No talking, just countdown nutshots, and get it out there and see if we can get it to go viral and get a ton of people to check it out. And that'll lead everybody back to this channel, hopefully, and then we can continue kind of growing this channel. And that way, by the time it rolls around where it's time for me to throw down again, which might be sooner than later, we're ready to go with some new, fresh viewers looking to see some really nasty, crazy stuff. So that's the goal. You guys are awesome. If you hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, double check, because YouTube's glitchy as hell these days. So also you can hit that notification button. That way you get notifications anytime I upload or go live. That way you can join right in. And from what I understand, or at least can tell, a very, very small percentage of YouTube actually gets my subscribers actually get my updates, which sucks. But it is what it is, because I spent so much time kind of on and off of YouTube. And you take like 3 years basically off of YouTube, and then you try to come back, and technology's changed and algorithms have changed and things are just different, and it's kind of like starting fresh again, which I'm fine with. You guys that are around every single video are the best, and I really, really appreciate everything that you guys say and do and share and like and all that awesomeness. So thank you very much. I will talk to you guys tomorrow night live, and stay nasty. Peace.
The horse!